So this is what we're going to be doing tonight. Our topic or the subject for this training is activating the right mindset for success. I'd like to start with these two quotes. And I strongly encourage that if you are in a session like this, maybe you should grab a pen or a paper because it's going to help you a lot. Grab a pen or a paper because it'll be important for you to take down some notes, right? Now, I'd like to start with a statement that one of my mentors told me. I used to hear this statement before. How many of you have heard the statement that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well? I'm sure that most of us here have heard that statement. Whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. I used to run with that statement for years until I attended a training one day and the speaker made a statement and he said, it is not just about whatever is worth doing well. Because if you don't know how to do a particular thing, you cannot do it well. So whatever is worth doing is worth training for. That was the day my perspective changed. You see, the truth is, even science says that a body will remain at its state of rest except it is acted upon by an external force. The result that you got last month is the same result you are going to get next month if you keep doing the same thing that you did last month. Nothing will change. So the difference between the result that you and I want to get next month, between the result you and I want to get in the next 2 months, is the person, the knowledge, the information, the training, the skill set, and the development that we've had that we didn't have in the past. That is what is going to separate us. And essentially, that's what we're here to do tonight. The second quote I want to start with says, how you do one thing is how you do every other thing. Most times, a lot of us are looking for success in one particular area, but we are not paying attention to other areas of our lives. So how you do one thing is how you do every other thing. If you are somebody who is not given to details, if you are somebody who is not meticulous about the way you do things, I tell you the truth, even if we take you from Nigeria and put you in the UK, where everything is working, where the systems are working, it's only a matter of time. That behavior, that attitude, that personality will begin to show. So the reason why I started with this two quotes is to set us, to set the right tone for what we're going to be doing today. Because I like I always tell people, trainings like these can either make or mar you. They can either make you or break you. Moments like these are transforming moments. I don't play with moments like this. I don't play with trainings like this because most times what trainings like this can do is not just the knowledge that you're going to acquire, but the spirit, the impartation that is going to be transferred that can propel you. Because there's something that you didn't see before, you were not seeing before. All of a sudden you are seeing it. There's a personality that you were not before. All of a sudden you now realize that, oh, it's because of this thing I'm not doing right. It's because of this thing that I'm supposed to do that I'm not doing. It's because of this thing that I'm doing that I have to stop doing. Because either way, clarity is going to come to you. All right. Now that we have said that, I just said all of that to set the tone right. Okay. A lot of times we're doing this business and we're going to come across a lot of people, especially this Shineway business. I like telling people, whether you're old, you're new, there are 3 essential things that I want to always point out. Number 1 is that our business is not a Ponzi scheme. So when people approach you and try to give a perspective about this business that is not in accordance with what we're doing, what you need to do is to defend it. Because our business, real products are available which provide value for money. That's the first thing. The second one is that our business is not an investment platform, essentially. We don't collect money from people and automatically grow the money for them. Let them go and sit down, do nothing, and be cashing out every day. So our business is actually a business whereby it requires collective effort. You and I have to put our hands together. As leaders, we need to work with the people in our team to build their business and to build our business. And the third, which for me is very important, is that Your success and failure is entirely up to your level of cooperation in this business. See, it doesn't matter how intelligent, it doesn't matter how hardworking your leader is. Your leader might be one of the best person in this planet. But I tell you, until you are ready to cooperate with your leader and to work with your leader, success will not come to you, and success may not come to your leader. But the good news is that your leader may find somebody else, or might find somebody else who is hungry, who is eager, who is ready, and work with the person and eventually get success. So what we do is that we provide the system, the support, and the structure to help you to succeed and to grow. That is why some of you that are from Madam Bita's team, you're here today. She paid for this session so that she can equip you guys with the right knowledge, equip you with the right skill set, and most importantly, equip you with the right mindset that can help you to build your business and build other people's business that are going to be joining your team eventually. Now that we have established these three things, let me talk about something quickly. You see, when I talk about this industry called network marketing, a lot of times, it amazes me when people who are naive, people who are ignorant, who have no idea about this industry are the ones that ridicule what we do. Most of us don't even know the value. We don't even know the power of the business that we have in our hands. You see, the reason why some of us, we are driving our hearts into this business and pushing it is because we have tested both sides of the water. We have tried, we've seen the difference. We know what network marketing can do, the capacity that it has. It's not just the money alone. Like I started saying, it is the person that it transforms you into eventually. It is the opportunity that it creates for you. It is the relationships that it builds for you. And above all, it is the mind that it sets for you. Bill Gates was asked, and he said, if I would be given a chance to start all over again, I would choose network marketing. This is Bill Gates talking. This is one of the richest men in the world. This business that you and I were doing, they asked this man who is, we know his reputation, we know what he does. This is the owner of Microsoft, for crying out loud. This man said if he would be given a chance to start all over again, this is the industry he's going to venture into. Donald Trump, we all know who Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is, one-time president. He's a multi-billionaire, made his money from real estate. He's a multi-billionaire. But they asked this man, they said, if you had an opportunity to start all over again, what are you going to do? And Donald Trump said, if I'm to start all over again, I'm going to get into network marketing again. This same business that you and I are doing. Brian Tracy is also a man that is known for leadership, personal development, and coaching. He's a life coach, successful man. He made a statement. He said, the future of this business, the future of network marketing is unlimited. There is no end in sight. It will continue to grow because better people are getting into it. And very soon, it's going to be one of the most respected business methods in the world. This is the same business that you and I have in our hands. And that's not all. You see, I can go on and on and on, but let me stop there. I'd like to set something straight very quickly. You see, there are three cardinal principles that I believe in this business. Anybody running this business, you must abide by these three cardinal principles. The moment you begin to go outside of these three cardinal principles, you start struggling. You begin to realize that you're not getting the kind of results that you're looking for. And what are these three cardinal principles? Quickly. Number one is that you must believe in God because He made all things. I always tell people, see, I don't care how intelligent, how hardworking, how smart you are. If God is not at the heart of what you're doing, we need God. In your business, you need God. You need Him like you need Him, like you need Him, because He made all things. I don't think there's an atheist here. I am not an atheist. I grew up in a Christian background, so I know that if God's hand get into whatever you're doing, then the rest will be history. Number two cardinal principle is that you must believe in yourself. You see, it doesn't matter. Like I always say, it doesn't matter who your leader is. It doesn't matter how beautiful the compensation plan is. It doesn't matter how effective the products are. It doesn't even matter how affordable the products are. If you don't believe in yourself, that you are a co-creator with God and you can put your hands in this business, and in 2 years, in 3 years, you can become a multi-millionaire. You can build a team of 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 distributors, 100,000 distributors. If you don't believe this from the depths of your heart and work towards it, you're going to struggle. And number 3, you must believe in other people. Our business is a people business. Until you start seeing the power in people, until you look at a man whom the world has written off. This particular man has been struggling. He has not been promoted for years. He can't even feed his family. His salary has not come in. He's struggling. He has never driven a car. But you look at that man and you say, both of us can run this business, and I tell you, in 3 years, you become a multi-millionaire. Until you begin to have that mindset to believe in people and working with them, your business will struggle. Because our business is a people business. Without people, there's no network marketing. Because every income, everything we do, except you want to run it like a job. And when I mean run it like a job, is that you be the one to recruit, you be the one to reorder products, you be the one to be doing everything so that the money will be coming. But that's not how this business works. The whole essence of network marketing is residual income. The whole essence of residual income is duplication. And we're going to come to that in our subsequent trainings. We're going to look at that shortly. What am I doing? I'm setting the tone right, because the mind at which you and I are going to flow with these trainings, this series of trainings, are very important. It's like sharpening your sword, right? It's like sharpening your knife so that it can be more effective and give you ease. That's what we're doing right now. We're sharpening our mind. So the big question is, and a lot of people have not answered this question. There are so many people out there doing this business. They have not identified their why. I met a man whom at the time he was earning an average of 15 to 20 million naira in network marketing, not with Shineway, with another company. And he made a statement. He said, the reason why a lot of people are here, they are getting results, but they are not getting the kind of results that they want. It's because they have not identified their why. Let me tell you what a why is. A why is an example of what a why is that you get up, you pick up your phone, and let's say you want to travel from Lagos to Abuja, and you are using either a bus or a flight, and you pick up your phone, you book a flight, you pay the money for the flight, and you're waiting for the day. You have scheduled the flight, you're waiting for the day. The reason why you are doing that activity of booking your flight is because you have a why. What is your why? Your why is that you want to get to Abuja on the 15th of November this month. So you have booked your flight for the 15th of November. On the 15th of November, your flight is by 7 a.m. You are going to leave your house by 6 a.m. so that you can catch up with the flight by 7 a.m. You get to the airport. The reason you're going there is because you have your why. What is your why? You want to be in Abuja on the 15th. You bought that flight. The reason you're boarding that flight is because you have a why. What is that why? You want to get to Abuja. Now, imagine, let us assume that as the flight was about to take off, the pilot now announces that welcome on board this flight. This flight is headed for Kanu. Everybody that is on board this flight, in the next 1 hour, we are going to be in Kanu. Meanwhile, you paid for Abuja. The question is, if the pilot announces that this flight is going to Kanu, but you paid for an Abuja flight, ladies and gentlemen, will you still sit in that flight and head to Kanu? Drop your answers in the chat box. You paid for a flight going to Abuja, but while you boarded, you now heard that this flight is headed to Kanu. Will you still comfortably sit in that flight to get to Kanu? The answer is no. Why? Because you have a why. What is your why? You want to get to Abuja. So until you find yourself in Abuja, nothing can deviate you from that direction. Until they announce that this flight is getting to Abuja, because that is the purpose, that is the goal, that is the why you want to arrive in Abuja. That is what this business is all about. From the moment you sign up, most of us sign up either because we have a friend or we have a relative or we like the product, or which is good. But there has to be an ultimate why. Most times, this why that I'm talking about, you have to deliberately and consciously define it. It cannot just come to you by miracle. You have to get up, you have to look at the system, you have to understand the industry, you have to look at the business plan. The team sales bonus says you can earn 80 million naira in 1 month from the team sales bonus. When you look at that, you begin to ask questions. Wait. What is 10%? 10% of that 80 million naira is 8 million naira. Can I build this business in 2 years to be paying me 8 million naira monthly income from the team sales bonus alone? Can I build it in 3 years? How much can I earn? You want to buy a house, you want to build a car, you want to send your children to beautiful schools. And the reason, the beauty is that our business has the financial capacity if you know how to work out the numbers. But this why that I'm talking about is not just imaginations. I mean, how do I put it? You see, it doesn't just happen. You must define it. You must have it. Because this is going to be the engine room of your business. And while you're running this business, you must have it at the back of your mind that there would be challenging times, during your journey in this business. The good news is that even when those turbulent times comes, those moments when you feel like quitting, it is 2 weeks you have not recruited anybody. It is 3 weeks you have not recruited anybody. It is even 1 month you have not signed up even one person, but you're already in the business. Why? You're not going to quit. Just imagine that you're driving. For instance, you're driving your car. You're driving from Abuja to Lagos or from Lagos to Abuja, and halfway you have a flat tire. You have a flat tire. What do? You come down and you change it and you fix it. You put in the good tire. As you're going again, let's say maybe 1 hour later, you have another flat tire. This time around, you have exhausted the other spare tire. You don't have any spare tire anymore. The question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to carry that car and tow it back to Lagos, or you are going to find a solution because you're already halfway from between Abuja and Lagos? Your destination is Lagos. The challenge is a flat tire. So what are you going to do right now? How do I fix this problem? Is that the solution is out there, but what do? You look for it. That's what happens in this business. 1 month you have not signed up anybody. All the people you're talking to, they are mocking, they are laughing, but guess what? You have a why. That why is what keeps you. Just like this man, this woman who is making this trip and ensures that a flat tire does not stop him from getting to his destination, you'll realize that the opinions of people cannot stop you from doing what you ought to do in your business. Take a look at what we have on the screen. When you look at footballers, for instance, and you see them flying the private jets, driving exotic cars, living in exquisite mansions, buying yachts, private jets, and what have you, we're looking at the glory that surrounds the process without knowing what the process is all about. On the left-hand side of your screen is a footballer, a typical footballer that sustains injury after injury. He will fall down under the rain. He's playing the football under the sun. Most of us were under AC watching them playing in the rain. You are in your house watching these guys playing football under the rain. You're seated in your cozy room watching these guys playing under the sun. That is the process. This process they are going through eventually is what leads to what you have on the right-hand side of your screen, known as the end product. One injury will not stop their career. They keep pushing on. 2 injuries cannot stop their career. They keep pushing on. That's how this business is. And we're going to come to that shortly. Now that we have said all of that, I'm saying this because there's a picture about this business that I want you to have from today going forward. So let me help you rediscover who you are in this business. Because The concept of rediscovering who you are in this business is important, is directly proportional to the success that you want to have in this business. Some of you are doing this business on a spare time basis. Some of you are doing it on a part-time basis, while some of you are doing it on a full-time basis. It doesn't matter whether you are doing this business on a spare time basis, on a part-time basis, or on a full-time basis. The quantity, the sufficient quantity of effort, commitment, and discipline needed by a spare timer, a part-timer, and a full-timer might differ from individual to individual. But I tell you, it doesn't matter who you are. A part-timer and a spare timer, somebody who is doing this business on a spare time basis and is committed, is disciplined, is focused, because one of the trainings we're going to have is about the power of focus. I'm going to show you the power of focus in one of our subsequent trainings. But somebody who has commitment, discipline, and is focused enough, and is a spare timer, he would get more results than somebody who is doing this business on a full-time basis, but lacks these essentials that I just mentioned. So how do you discover the real you? You see, a lot of times we ask ourselves questions. Am I a man? Am I a woman? Am I a spirit? You know, all these questions. You see, there are some things I don't want to get into right now, but let me just try to create something. You see, God created you and I in his image. Please permit me to say this. He created us in his image, male and female, man and woman alike, created us in his image, right? That's what my Bible says there. Now, I want you to watch this quickly. Watch this quickly. Just give me a second. I want you to watch this quickly.
Eventually, you're going to want to drink from the can, right? So. Then I looked at that shoe and wondered, what about the other foot? I have to tie both shoes first, make sure they're loose enough, and slip both feet in. And at the age of 6 years old, I learned the importance of thinking outside the shoe.
Most of our limitations are self-imposed and come from a narrow mindset. I try to encourage people to change their perspective and enlighten them to think outside the shoe.
Underneath the can is a little bit of a lip here. You can actually use that. Use your left knee. Think about the last time you said the words, I can't. When we say I can't, we set ourselves up for failure. We start to believe what we say. And persistence means not giving up. It means not using those two words, which I've tried my best to eliminate from my vocabulary. I challenge you to do the same.
We are in a culture that seeks out negativity, a culture that thrives on the victim mentality, a culture that insists the glass is half empty.
Sometimes our fears are even greater than the fear of heights or the fear of spiders. Sometimes our fears are deeper. Fear of rejection, fear of failure. We all have them.
Everyone has had to face the fear of rejection at some point in their life. Everyone has done something to hide a part of who they are. I've learned how to embrace my difference and to connect to my audience through humor.
Inevitably, kids come up to me and ask, what happened? This is what happens when you don't eat your veggies. And you can get there. You can practice that tonight.
I will.
Thank you, John.
I've had the privilege of touching people's lives all around the world. how to fly an airplane with my feet. It's time for you to think outside the shoe and see how high you can fly.
All right. So I'd like somebody to just, maybe one person from what did you get from that video we just saw? Maybe just in one word, okay? What was it you got from the video? This woman has no limbs, doesn't have any hands. She flies a plane. She's a taekwondo champion. She swims. She does all of that. What for you, when you look at somebody like that, what does it do for you? For me, one of the things it does is that it challenges me. It challenges me to break out of limitations and to realize that there is more to this man than I can see or I'm seeing out there. So for you, what is it for you? Because for me, like I said, it challenges me. I feel challenged every time to think outside of the box and to realize that there's more to it. So let me see what it is for you. Okay, says resilience for you. Good. I am challenged to do more. Determination, of course. All right. So just keep it coming. Now, let me talk about creative thinking and effective communication quickly, right? Because this is very important. Like I said, we're building towards something. Okay, we're building towards a particular place in this set of trainings that we're having. So success, first of all, happens from within. When ingenuity and creativity meet with external circumstance and elements, I'm going to explain shortly. Success happens from within first. When ingenuity means that uniqueness in you, because everybody has a uniqueness. My strength and your strength might not be the same. What I have, you might not have, but there is nobody that is disadvantaged. It is just that fear has not allowed a lot of people to give expression to that ingenuity that God has deposited in them. Let me tell you something. For the singular reason why all of us have unique DNAs or imprints, our thumbprints are unique, they are different. No two people have the same thumbprint or DNA. It simply means that there's a unique signature or level of creativity within us. Most times, we've not given expression to it. And I'm going to show you how that applies to your business, especially how you effectively communicate your business to people. Number two, no one will listen to you unless they are hearing their voices from your lips. Let me explain. You see, your words, whenever you're talking to somebody, especially about this business, your words must become flesh for anyone to accept it. It is one thing for you to tell somebody about Shineway. It is another thing for them to hear something else. Because a lot of times when you are talking to somebody about Shineway, let me tell you what they are hearing. They are hearing an opportunity for you to make money. They are hearing there's an opportunity for you to use them. They are hearing that you just want them to join. So there are different things that people are hearing. The big question is that how do I effectively frame these words that can actually become flesh? So that when I'm talking to somebody about Shineway, the pictures that will be framed in their mind, the mental pictures will be compelling to get them to act. And that's where creative thinking comes in. I like quoting scripture. So when I'm having trainings like this, I always like to make reference because it forms the bedrock, right, for me. So when God created the heavens, it was formless, there was darkness, everything was not, things were kind of sort, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. What did he do? He spoke, right? So it means words are very powerful. So meaning that if I'm talking to somebody about my business, I'm actually speaking, I'm trying to speak reality. I'm trying to speak something into existence. And this is very fundamental and important, okay? Now, from the very day you joined your business, right, you started by building something up. You've started by creating something. So the question is, when you look at your Shineway business, most times, I don't know if some of you do it, but I do it. I log into my account. I look at the account and I'm studying it and I'm meditating and I'm wondering, can this account give me 100 million? Can this account give me 500 million? What do I need to do to generate 10 billion, 1 billion from this account, even if it takes the next 10 years? You see, these are the barriers that you must break mentally. You see, like we saw from that video, come out of the box. Coming out of the box simply means to stop thinking the way other people are thinking, because there's a way everybody's thinking. That is why we have the word masses. The government says masses. So meaning they have grouped everybody into a particular category. That's what they are saying. They are giving this thing. They want to give money for food because they are talking to the masses. But it's not for everybody. No matter the kind of poverty alleviation program that the government is doing, it is not for everybody. There are people that this thing does not apply to. So for you to separate yourself from that cocoon, from that rat race, from that masses categorization, what do you need to do? You need to start thinking outside of the box. So the question is, when you look at your Shineway business, what do you see? What do you see? You and I must realize that this money that we're talking about is very spiritual. Money is first spiritual before it is presented in material form. For somebody to give you their money, especially in this business that I'm doing, you see, especially the volume of money we're talking about. I'm not talking about this 40,000, 80,000, I don't know. I'm talking about the kind of money that you can start generating when you're building a team. Please hear this and hear this well. There is a certain level of success that awaits you in this business, this Shineway business. And the forces of nature, the negative forces of nature, are going to contend. Imagine that you are now earning 50 million naira monthly from Shineway. Imagine what you can do with that money, especially if you have the right mind and the right heart. So why I'm saying this is very important, because as a partner, as a distributor, your creative words, if they are not taking full control of money, it will elude you. And this creative words, it begins with how you are communicating your business to people. I'm going to learn very soon. There's somewhere I'm going to. There's something we call value-driven conversations. Now, what are value-driven conversations? Value-driven conversations are the conversations that doesn't just seek to convince people, but gets them to start running. Because the moment they hear you talk, it fires up something in them. It fuels up something in them. So I always ask people, what you just told somebody about your Shineway business, how would you respond if that same person told you? Let's assume that you walk up to somebody and you want to tell them about Shineway, and there's a way you told them about the business, and you're expecting them to pay. You're expecting them to respond. Let's flip the coin. If someone else comes to tell you that same thing that you told this person, how would you respond? Will you easily just take your money and pay? Because a lot of times, the first phase of this business that's always usually easy is the first level. I call it the level one. And what is the level one phase? The level one phase is where the people that are running your business with you are the people that you know. So they can easily bring money. So if you walk up to your uncle, you walk up to your auntie, you walk up to your colleague, because you guys have a relationship. So they can easily just put in money and get your business started. It's level one of this Shineway business, of network marketing generally. But that's not all to it. You see, the moment you scale level one, meaning that out of the 20 people that are within your circle of influence, your colleague, your neighbor, your husband, your friend, your partners, you have spoken to the 20 of them, and 12 of them successfully, 12 people have now put in money. You've cashed out the money, you have earned the team sales bonus, you have earned the matching bonus, you have earned the leadership bonus. Now, your business will be determined by what happens in level two. What is level two? Level two is the level whereby your business will now begin to grow from the people you have brought that can also connect the people that is within their circle, which is most times the people you may not know directly. Maybe you might know them or not know them. Usually we call it the hot market, the warm market, and the cold market. We're going to have that training. The hot market are the people you know. Your husband, your cousin, your colleague, your neighbor, your mechanic, your barber, your stylist, the woman you buy something from in the market, they're within your hot market sphere. So these are the first people most times that almost all of us start running to. when we join a business like NetworkMarketing. Auntie, come and join. Uncle, come and join. This company, brother, this company is a new company. Their this is different, and they are going to join. Some of them are going to join. Level 2 is your warm market. These are the friends of your friends or the husbands of your friends, the people that are in the next level or circle of influence that are not your immediate circle, but they are within the scope of these people in your circle of influence. That's level 2. Level 3, which is the most hardest of all, which is why, and that's where the residual income in this business lies, because that is where your business is sustained. Because at that point, your business is now growing based on the efforts of people that you don't even know from anywhere. The question, this particular level that we're talking about, is the hardest. And this is where most times people quit, because you do not have certain degree of influence over the people you don't directly know, but they're going to join your business. So how do you train your leaders? How do you get across to these people? That's what we're talking about. All right. Now, when you talk to people about this business, what do they hear? Belief or desperation, hope or personal interest? Because the whole essence of our business, the whole essence of residual income is in 3 folds. Number 1, financial freedom. Number 2, time freedom. And number 3, health freedom. Always have this at the back of your mind. Everything we are doing is that we're trying to send a message across to people to let them know that from this business called Shineway, you can enjoy health freedom from the products, you can enjoy financial freedom from the compensation plan, and you can enjoy time freedom from maybe the vacation, or for the fact that you're now making your money and you don't want to be under anybody's salary anymore. You don't want anybody to boss you around. You want to have time for your family, for your children, or for whatever it is that is of utmost importance to you. So these are like the 3 things. So when you talk to people, what do they hear? Belief, desperation, hope, or personal interest, meaning that it's about you and it's not about them. So we're going to get to that shortly. Okay. Now, I want you to know this and know peace, because this is where a lot of times that so many people struggle very well. Have this at the back of your mind. Number 1 is that you must focus on the things you can control. Now, what are the things you can control? You can control the process. What is the process? The time you put into the business, right? You can control that one. You can control your level of commitment. You can control your level of discipline. So you must focus on the things you can control, because in life, generally, there are things you can control and there are things you cannot control. I was born an Idoma man. I cannot control it. That is how nature made it. That's how God made it. So I was born as a man. I was not born as a woman. I can't control that. But for me to live as a man, I must control that. I can't wake up one day and now say it's a mistake that I'm now a woman, so I have to go and do whatever it is they call it. No. So you must focus on the things that you can control, because it's going to help you a lot and it's going to give you peace of mind in your journey in this business. Number 2 is that to obtain maximum success, you must be willing to be selfless and selfish at the same time. Quickly, let me explain. What does it mean to be selfless? You must put people at the front line. You must put people at the helm of your activities as a leader. The ultimate goal is that you must see this business as a venture, as an opportunity to bless the lives of other people. It is very, very, very important. And to be selfish means that while you are helping these people, you will not die for them, because you are not Jesus Christ. So you cannot you cannot chew or bite more than you can chew. So you must understand the balance. You must know how to balance it. You have spent 6 hours trying to help people. The 7th hour that you want to use for yourself, they still want to take it from you. No. At that point, you must know how to say no and to be selfish in the business. And number 3, the people you're looking for in this business are not exactly looking for you. Our business is not ShopRite. It's in ShopRite that if you are looking for a particular item, you just walk there, walk to the shelf, pick it up, walk to the cashier, and then you pay, and then you walk out. That's not how Shineway work. How many of you here today that somebody has called you out of the blues from nowhere and said, Auntie Binta, come. That your Shine. Are you doing Shineway? I heard there's a business called Shineway. How much is the product? It doesn't happen. 70% of the time, if I may be correct, we are the ones that go to people. We are the ones that talk to people. So you must understand that in this business, right, the people that you are looking for are not looking for you. So if you don't seek them, you wouldn't find them. So you must position yourself. And I'm going to come to that. It's called positioning. And there are two kinds of positioning. There's digital positioning and there's physical positioning. The digital positioning is where you create a presence for yourself and for your business online, so that even if you are sleeping, somebody is seeing you. The physical positioning is where you create a system or a presence through the people in your team, so that even when you are not there, you have someone in your team that is reaching out to somebody. So that person has become a conduit, has become a channel for their own business and for your own business. Now, I'll just give you a little bit about presentation, how you can communicate irresistible value about your product or your service and about your Shineway business, because it's very, very important. You see, a good communication or a good presentation equals sales. That's what it means. The moment somebody sees that you have not just convinced them, because a lot of times there's what we call apprehension. So the average individual, the moment you have not even completed network marketing, the moment they just hear that ne, that ne, that ne, you have not even said network yet. The moment that you hear that ne, they just shut down. The defenses just come up immediately. This is what happens naturally. So the average individual out there, some of them don't even know what this business is all about. The only reason they are behaving the way they are behaving is because they heard it from somebody. They saw a picture of one shoe that had eaten on one side, and they said the man that has that shoe is doing network marketing. So they say it's bring one, bring two. So they make a mockery. They are laughing at the industry. They are laughing at the people. And it's because of this that a lot of people are not doing network marketing. Let me just tell you the truth. The reason why so many people are not doing it is because of the perception that other people have about the industry. So it is our collective responsibility, in quote, to be able to prove these people wrong, to show them that this business is not what most of them think. There are so many people within your circle right now, your colleagues, your friends, they are not joining here too. Everything you are telling them, they are watching you. They're even laughing at you. That woman, she don't go join another one now. Just wait, it remains small. It's just a matter of time. Guess what? It doesn't matter. That's why we started by talking about vision and having a why, a picture about the business, because that's what's going to keep you. Whether the wind comes, the rain shines, there is a storm, you are here. So good presentation equals what? Sales in this business. Take note of the following. Please take note of the following. It's very important. I'm going to run through some things right now. You see, presentation or the ability to communicate your business is a high income skill that is inevitable if you must succeed in sales and be rich. Let me tell you something. When I'm talking about communication, I'm not talking about talking the way I'm talking. No, there are people who don't talk. They claim that they don't talk, but they are married. There are people who say they are introverts. They will even tell you that, me, I don't know how to talk, but they have a wife. Who toasted that wife for them? Not be them use their mouth talk to the woman. What do you think they did? They were able to sell themselves to the woman. You see, before a woman can agree to marry you, there is something you have told the woman, or there's something you have shown the woman. It is either verbal selling or physical selling. One way or the other, you have communicated to the woman to be able to get her approval to become your wife, to become your husband, to become your partner, or to become anything. That singular act that this person has done has automatically made them a salesman. But they actually think that the definition of salesman or saleswoman is when you take a physical product to go and sell. No, as long as you can communicate a certain degree of value that can appeal to someone's senses, for them to see reason with you and align with your thought pattern, you have been able to effectively sell or communicate something to them. But a lot of people don't know this. Nobody was born with a particular unique kind of identity. All the medical doctors you see out there, they were not exactly born medical doctors. They developed themselves into medical doctors. Every engineer, they went through the process of becoming an engineer. Pharmacists, they learned it. If I want to become a pharmacist today, I can be a pharmacist. All I need to do is to go and study, write an exam, and then go to school, go back to school. If I'm determined enough, I can do it. Look around you. There are people in their 40s and 50s that went back to school and became lawyers and became doctors. So what am I saying? the prototype for success, the prototype for achieving anything in life is determined by the individual, their level of interest, their degree of commitment and discipline along that line. So presentation, like I'm saying, is actually a high income skill that is inevitable for you to succeed. So you might not be talking the way I'm talking, but if you spend 2 minutes with somebody, 5 minutes with somebody, there is a value that will emanate from you. And I'm going to tell you why that is important. Most of the times, please write this down. In network marketing, every time you are talking to somebody, you must do 70% of the listening, not the talking. Especially if you're having an interaction with somebody who is apprehensive. Maybe with time, we're going to do more of that training. Listen more, talk less when you are talking to a prospect, because everything they are not saying is what you can now use to get them to understand what this business, because most times what these people just need is clarity. That is all. Somebody who is making a mockery of this business, it is not that they are not interested, it's that there's a picture they have not seen and nobody has been able to show them. Everybody they have met is about just making money. Nobody has truly tried to help them. Imagine that a patient walks into a doctor's office and the doctor just wants to make money off the patient, and the doctor is not trying to even ascertain what the issue is, and the doctor just says, okay, go on. No, the doctor has to understand and listen to the patient. How is the head doing you? How is it paying you? How is the back? When was the last time you went to stool? When you went to stool, what happened? What do you think was happening? The doctor is asking questions and allowing the patient to do more of the talking. And when the patient is done talking, the doctor can now use that diagnosis to say, okay, this is what we think is wrong, and this is how we can treat this particular problem. That is how this business is. If you are following me, please type in following in the chat box. If you're following me, type in following in the chat box. All right. Now, so let's move on quickly. Rule number 1, take note of this. You are not presenting your business to impress, but to leave an indelible impression or make the sale. Very simple. Forget about impression. The English doesn't matter. Somebody went to run a presentation for a man, and when he started talking, he now realized that this particular man doesn't speak the kind of English that he speaks, because this is where you must be sensitive. Because sometimes you might be speaking powerful English and the person you are talking to has the money, but he cannot speak the kind of English you are speaking. So that's the reason he will not join your business. So this man went to present for this other guy, and this guy doesn't speak the kind of English. The guy was just talking in Igbo. The guy just switched from English and switched to Igbo and started running the presentation in Igbo. And I'm telling you, that singular act was the reason why this guy signed up. And this guy grew up to become a very big leader in the industry. What happened? This guy was sensitive. So he didn't go there to impress this Igbo man. He went there to be able to make an impression that will eventually seal the deal. So when you are talking to people and you are listening to them, you should be sensitive enough. If you speak good English and they reply you in Pidgin, common sense should tell you that don't continue that conversation in good English. Switch to Pidgin and align with them so that they can be comfortable around you. This is also very important. Okay, so that's rule number 1. Rule number 2, you must separate your feelings from the process anytime you're presenting your business or your product or your service to anybody. And this way, a lot of people get it wrong. They are so emotionally attached to this business. And so if they hear one no, it's like the world has come crashing. A lot of times it's hard, especially the way people even say it. I was talking to a lady one time. I give you an instance. 2 things that happened. This woman saw my business online, clicked on it, reached out to me, and that she was interested. After about a week or 2, when I traveled to one of the states, so when I was in the state, I now said, this woman is in this state, so let me even call her and say, if we can meet up for me to show her the business. So when I called this woman, she had forgotten. She forgot that she was the one that even clicked on my link. And when I introduced myself, I finished talking, and when I'm done, she just said, young man, see how you can even speak good English. Why not go and look for something that can help your life? why are you just scamming people up and down? I said, madam, I'm not scamming anybody. What do you mean scam? This is a business I'm doing. I've sent all the products to you. I've sent everything to you. She said, young man, please, I don't have time. You are a scam. I don't want to listen to what you are saying. People like you that are defrauding people. She started calling me a fraudster. That didn't pay me. It paid me well. But and it was over the phone. There was nothing I could do. But because of trainings like this, I now realized that I'm attaching myself emotionally to her because, like we said, there are things you can control and there are things you cannot control. I cannot control her opinion over me, but I can control my reaction or my response to her opinion. So the moment she started talking like that, I just realized that if I stay on this track, this woman will get me depressed because of the way she was talking to me. You don't know me from anywhere. You are the one that wanted to do Shineway business. I even had to screenshot the conversation with her. The first time she reached out to me that she's interested in Shineway, I even sent her a screenshot of that conversation. It still not helped the woman. So imagine a situation like that. What are you going to do? So you must separate your feelings from the process so that you move on to the next person. There are 200 million people plus in Nigeria. One person cannot stop my journey. That woman is like the flat tire that I talked about in the course of this training. So she's like the flat tire. What I need to do is to change it. And I move to the next person and I continue my journey. And that's exactly what I did. So there are three major types of presentation when you're talking to people out there. The first one is one-on-one. The second one is two-on-one, and then all-in-one. I'm going to explain very shortly. One-on-one simply means you are talking to somebody, your colleague, your neighbor, your friend. Two-on-one means you and your leader, you team up with somebody to show somebody the presentation. It is very effective. So there are people sometimes, it could be on Zoom. You could even stage it. You can call your leader, you can call your mate and say, there's a man I want to show this business. There's a woman I want to show this business. I need you to join the session so that we can collectively talk to this person together. All-in-one is the regular one we do on Zoom and physical session where you have a lot of people gather and then one person shows them the business. So you must understand that these are like the three major ways that maybe 7 over 10 of the times, one out of these three is what we use. We're either talking to somebody on the phone, we're talking to somebody physically, we're chatting with somebody about the business, or we are using the two-in-one, or we're using the all-in-one, which is like the Zoom session or the physical events that we organize from time to time. All right. So what are the things that makes your business presentation compelling? If you're talking to somebody about your business, what is it that they need to hear? What is it that they've heard from you? What is it that they've seen? It can actually give impetus to your presentation. And when I'm talking about presentation, I'm not talking about what we do on Zoom. That's why I just showed you the types of presentation. It might be a casual conversation you're having with somebody. Say, have you, this Shineway, what do you think about this Shineway business? The person will say, what is Shineway? You've gotten their attention. It must not just come across like a kind of presentation. It could be a conversation, but you know that you are presenting the business to them. What do you think about this Shineway business? He said, which one is that again? Shineway. Say, you've not heard of Shineway. Say, no, so really? Wow, I thought you've heard about Shineway. What of their feminine gel? If it's a woman, say, so you've not heard about their feminine gel? Say, no, wow. So you've not heard about their Hippo capsule? Say, no, what is that one again? You've not heard about the Opta Bright? You did this country at all? Say, no, what is it? The moment you are raising suspense and you are creating curiosity, the more you talk, the more they're asking. At that moment, you just know that you're getting their attention. So I'm just giving you a typical example because these are traditional ways that you can actually converse with somebody. Talk to somebody about your business. It's not every time you go straight. Other times you cut corners. You come from this side, you try to engage them, you use strategies that can get their attention, get their curiosity, so that they can be open enough to take a look at their business. So what are the things that makes your presentation compelling? Number one, you must understand your product or your industry. This is a mistake a lot of people make rather. A lot of people make this mistake. How many products do we have at Shineway? Take out time to study them. Know them for yourself. Know the Opta Bright, know the Ulcer Care, at least the basic, know their names. If you want to go further, know their prices. At least stop at that. Know our compensation plan. How are the ways we get paid? Know that there's sponsor bonus. Know that there's team sales bonus. Know that there's matching bonus. Know that there's leadership bonus. You might not explain all of them yet, but at least know them so that when you're talking to somebody, you have a grasp of your business. So they'll not be looking like you, because sometimes simple question that somebody might ask you that will throw you off balance. It will just come across as if you are not a serious person. And that is not good. Then you must be able to engage them. Engage them means that you have the kind of conversation that raises curiosity. Let me tell you how you know somebody is listening to you. One of the ways that you know that somebody is actually listening to you and you are triggering something in them is when they begin to ask you questions. If you spend 30 minutes talking to somebody, 15 minutes talking to somebody, and the last thing you hear is that no problem, I'll get back to you. It's a lie. You've not communicated. You've not said anything. They just always just want to do away with you. But the moment you talk to somebody and they begin to ask questions, so this company, where is it from? You talked about something about the matching bonus. What is that again? How does that work? How many ways do you people say you pay? This, you talked about one product for the eyes. What is the name again? What did you call it? Is it Cosa Bright? These are the ways that you know that somebody is listening to you. That's how you engage them. Then you must personalize the content. Personalizing the content means that you must come to that position where you take ownership. So when you're talking about Shineway, you don't make statement like their business, that business. No, it is your business. So you take ownership of your business. So when you are talking to somebody, even if they don't like the compensation plan, even if they don't like, but because of the way you are saying it, they'll be compared to John. I don't present this business to make you think as if you are guessing. No. If I'm talking to you, whether it's on Zoom or one-on-one, most of you are aware. I present this business like I am the owner. Because this aspect with my user ID, that is my space. That is my business. So I take ownership of it. And then you must lead them. I talked about the question part, and then you must help them discover something new. So every time you're talking to somebody, let it be that they've heard something they didn't hear before about your business. Maybe it might be about the products. Maybe it might be, do you know that? Do you know, maybe you want to talk to somebody about our products. I'll give you an example. For instance, the ISK Clear. So you don't just go and start talking about ISK Clear. I can start by saying, do you know that over 19 million lives are lost every year as a result of cardiovascular disease? The person will be like, okay, wow. What is cardiovascular disease? So, okay, cardiovascular disease is A, B, and C. It is called out of hospital deaths. Do you know that people have been looking for solutions, but recently there's a product that is actually helping a lot of people now, that is actually mitigating these numbers. So, okay, what is that? You now begin to talk about the ISK Clear. But guess what you have done? You have effectively helped them, because that conversation, that line of conversation, there's a way it presents you right now with this particular individual. Are we together? So the power of questions, right? So let me talk about the power of questions, because we're preparing to wrap up right now. So every question opens up the mind. Every statement shuts down the mind. Every question opens up the mind. Every statement shuts the mind. I cannot do this thing. Oh, Kai, this thing is too hard. Is a statement. And truly, the person cannot do it, because you have sent an instruction to your brain, and you have told your brain and your mind to shut down, because there is no pathway again. But when somebody says, this business, how do I grow my business? What do I need to do? What do I need to learn? How am I going to change my income from this Shineway? These are questions. The moment you begin to do that, you start opening what we call thought patterns. There are answers hidden in you that even you don't know. You start realizing that channels, portals will begin to open up for you. Something you were not thinking about, you start thinking about it. Something you didn't even know existed before, you now realize that it is now opening up for you, right? So there's what we call the diamond rule. I talked about that earlier. What are the diamond rules? You see, this is one of the diamond rule of our business. Listen more, talk less. Talk less, ask more questions. The moment I am done saying a brief about the business, I allow the person to talk. If the person has nothing to say, I will begin to ask them questions. So you must find ways to engage people. This is a diamond rule in this business. In this your Shineway business, very important. Are we together? Okay. So There are three things that set people apart in life quickly as we prepare to close. Number one is who you know, your relationships. I talked about that earlier. Most of us start our business by going into our relationships, our friends, our colleagues, our families. So it's a good place to start your business. But that's not where your business is going to grow, because 90% of the millions that we're talking about that is going to come into your business is going to come from the cold markets or from the general public out there, which is mostly people you don't even know. Because the people you know can lead you to other people and lead you to other people until your business will now be run by people you don't know from anywhere who are part of the system under you. The second thing that sets people apart is what you know, your knowledge or experience. What we're doing right now is that we're learning. We're learning. We're all here to learn. Everybody's learning. So our knowledge or our experiences sets us apart in life. And number three is what you believe in, your mindset or divinity. And that's why we tagged this presentation, setting the mind right, activating the right mindset for success, because that's what we're doing now. Everything we're doing today is the mind, because we have to sharpen our mind the way you sharpen your knife so that you can start thinking in a particular direction. Okay? Now, so let's talk about the 4 attributes quickly. 4 attributes of a successful business. Number 1 is speed. Number 2 is consistency. Number 3 is momentum. And then number 4 is patience. So slow and steady does not win in network marketing. So you don't have to wait for 3 years and earn the kind of bonus that after 3 years, the bonus that you have earned, when people look at it and they'll be wondering what's happened. No. So people say slow and steady wins the race. I don't know where they got that from. In this business, slow and steady does not win. Speed is very important. Number 2 is consistency. I heard a statement from somebody one time. It's a 17-year-old boy that was earning at the time. He was earning at least $5,000 every week in network marketing. 17 years in Cameroon. That's one of the people that inspired me in this industry. 17 years, no university degree. He made a statement and he said something. He said, if your pot of water, if your gas, if your burner keeps going on and off, your water will never boil. So today you are on, tomorrow you are off. You do network marketing today, you do Shineway today, nobody hears about you. After 2 weeks, after 3 weeks, after 1 month, you now come back to go and continue from when you left off. That is putting your gas on and off. Your water will never boil. Number 3 is momentum. Momentum simply just saying sustaining a particular level. As you go up, you sustain it. You move up again, you sustain it. You move up again, you sustain it. And number 4 is patience. Most times, the money we're all looking for is going to come, but it might not come exactly the time frame that we want it to come. So you have to be patient. You have to be patient with people. There are people truly that when they tell you that I'll get back to you at the end of the month, you have to believe them and patiently wait, because they're going to get back to you at the end of the month. But the wisdom is knowing who are the time wasters, so that when somebody says they'll get back to you at the end of the month, you don't waste your time, because sometimes they just say that to wade you away. They just push you off. So wisdom should be able to help you to know exactly whether these people truly are going to get back to me or not. So these are the 4 attributes of a successful Shineway distributor. All right, the power of 90 days that can change your entire landscape in your business. So for the purpose of this training and purpose of time, we're not going to delve into these. Maybe subsequently we're going to talk about these in our next training. But like I said, what we are doing today, I'm just giving you like a brush up of some of the essentials, that because we still have about 2 more sessions to go, and I tell you those sessions are going to be explosive. The next training we're going to have, we'll get straight into it. I'll do a little bit of focus, and then we're going to talk about training presentation as an effective skill. I'm going to break down how you present your business. I'm going to give you details, all right? And maybe probably show you some structures and some systems that you can actually adopt to push your business. And I'm also going to tell you the power of the 90 days, which is like the 3 months, how it is very, very important, for pushing your business. All right. So these are 5 major skills in this business. Prospecting means that reaching out to people, identifying people rather. Where do you identify people to show your business, whether online and offline? That's prospecting. Number 2 is presenting. How do you communicate your business to them? What do you tell them? Number 3 is follow up. I have seen somebody, I've shown him the business 1 time, I've shown him the business 2nd time, but he has not signed up yet. Does it mean I'm going to let go of him? How do I follow this person up? How do I ensure that this man that I reached out to 1 month ago, who was truly interested but didn't have money, but now that he has money, he has forgotten about Shineway. The only way that you can get him back on track is through follow-up. And then close down means I have followed this man up and he has successfully made his payment, and then establishing and retaining relationships. Now that he has paid, doesn't mean I'm going to leave him. Because most times what happens is that the moment we follow people up and they pay, we forget about them. It's like giving birth to a child and abandoning the child. There are so many people that are joining network marketing. They are new to this space. They've never done it before. Maybe they have even done it before, but they didn't do it in a way that they have to succeed. So they are looking for leadership. They are looking for a mentor. They are looking for somebody to guide them. They are looking for somebody to help them. And you must become that person. So you don't sign people up and abandon them. You build meaningful relationships with them that can get them to start doing what you also helped them to do, so that they can also start getting results for themselves. And here we use systems to build our business. But for the purpose of this training, we're going to stop right now because of time. So when we come again for the next training, the date and the time will be communicated to us. Maybe tomorrow, maybe we're going to have this training again tomorrow by 8 p.m. Let's see how that goes. I'll communicate with us. I'll let us know if that time actually works for us. But tentatively, 8 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to have the next series of training, because we said speed, momentum, consistency is very key. So in this sequence of trainings that we're having, we're going to apply these things. We're going to apply speed. We're going to apply consistency. We're going to apply momentum. And you have to be patient as well. Sometimes we might get beyond 1 hour, maybe in the next training, maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes. So just prepare yourself. Okay, talk to your husband, talk to your wife, let them know that there's a special training that you're attending, so they need to give you time so that you can get all the information that is necessary so your business can get to the next level. I believe you've gotten value this evening from what we've seen so far. I've been doing all of the talking. So at this juncture, I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to allow us to unmute ourselves so that we can actually ask questions.